Okay, good morning. Welcome. Another YouTube test, live test. Trying it out with this new mini tripod. Let's see who's with us. KC Pilot, hi, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for joining. So obviously I did the right thing by allowing chat this morning. I see where on YouTube Live what we have to do is go to the advanced settings and turn on allow chat button. One would think that would be the default setting, but I guess it isn't. Maybe we can figure out how to make that the default setting. Nice beautiful day here on eastern Long Island, except for the cold temperature. But not too bad in this mid-February sun, morning sun. I think the current air temperature is about 24 degrees Fahrenheit, but in the sun it's more like in the low 30s. Not much of a breeze right now, so there's not that much of a wind chill factor. Let's see, let me check the time again. 10:55 AM Eastern Standard Time. Let's just pan around to the south. See the sun reflecting off of the water there. No flags up that say check wind direction, but it's out of the northwest. Maybe about 5 to 6 miles an hour right now, so temperature-wise, it's not that bad. Okay, let's walk down a little closer to the waterfront. Now, let me see how steady I can hold this iPhone in this mini tripod. The name of the device is Manfrotto from Italy, and it is pretty darn good. You can clamp an oversized iPhone with a case into this clamp. It'll hold that with no problem. As we can see, we have it set in the landscape mode right now. And then, of course, if there were any reason to do portrait mode, we could change the bracket orientation or just turn the device, the tripod. Now, there is going to be some bounce. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It should be 720p. As long as I have a good link with T-Mobile down here at this location. Usually I get 3 bars with T-Mobile here. I don't get Wi-Fi this far away from the house. But that's the beauty of YouTube Live, is it is HD. You're doing a live broadcast with that 720p. So it usually is clearer. Now again, I'm not using a stabilized 3-axis gimbal device with the iPhone right now, although I do have one of those, but it's really cumbersome to use. Maybe in some of our city walks where we're, say, on the High Line or going across the Brooklyn Bridge, I will try broadcasting with the iPhone in this 3-axis stabilized gimbal device. So with even slowly panning, obviously you're going to get a little bit of my bounce with the hand and everything. See the screen go up and down. And of course, if I were walking, let's just demonstrate that. So here I'm walking to the north, and you see I can hold it to a certain extent. Hey, good morning. Hello to you. Welcome. Welcome to Eastern Long Island. A short little YouTube test video, making sure I have the chat activated, which I did. I was just mentioning that it's not the default setting with this app, so you have to go into advanced settings before you broadcast. Not with, yes, there is some with the iPhone. Yes, that's true. It's not perfect. I know with the Periscope app, using that, you have an option you can select. You can turn the switch on for that, for video stabilization while broadcasting, and that tends to make a much steadier video broadcast. But of course, the problem with Periscope is it's only 480. It's not really HD. Whereas the YouTube Live is 720p. So there are trade-offs between the two. And of course, the biggest trade-off is, unless I do not allow chat on Periscope, you know, then we're subject to bots and trolls and all of that nonsense. But we're going to try to do more and more of the live broadcasts with YouTube. See how this goes. As you can see, no ice today. So hopefully the ice season is over with, behind us. We'll see what March brings. Very peaceful here today and very tranquil. This is looking to the east. Let me just walk over the other side of this floating dock area here, and I want to zoom in on the new house construction across the creek from us. See how they're doing over there. All right, let's try our zoom. Yeah, it is a beautiful day here. As I mentioned, it's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit temperature right now in the shade, right? Shade temperature, but in the sun here, it's probably more, it feels like it's in the 30s. Very strong sun right now. All right, let's see if we can zoom in on that over there and don't get too much bounce. So there's some new construction going on across from us. That's been under construction for about the last month. And they're doing very well, I might say, at this time of year, since they've had a few days without the ability to work, snow or rain and everything. So that's coming along. The house should be ready for occupancy, certainly before summer. All right, now let me be pinched down. And there's another feature, folks, that it's easier to do on YouTube. I don't think it's a function of the camera of the iPhone, although it could be. When I zoom using Periscope, I can zoom in on something, magnify the picture, and then when you try to step down, get it, zoom out of that, we always run into problems with Periscope. We'll get the end broadcast banner come down from the top of the screen, and Here with the YouTube, it's just a matter of using the 2-finger pinch out, pinch in, and it works pretty well. Again, if there was some way to have really good video stabilization so you didn't have to use a 3-axis gimbal, that would really be a good feature they could add to the YouTube Live software. A minor point. Let me just swing around here and we'll show everybody this general area. This is looking to the south out toward Moriches Bay and across the bay to the Barrier Beach, colloquially known as Fire Island. See that ribbon of land that's running left to right in the distance. And then on the other side of that is the Atlantic Ocean. So that's the barrier beach of the dunes and everything that protects us from the open Atlantic. Runs practically the length of the south shore of Long Island. From the Coney Island area in Brooklyn all the way out here to the Hamptons. Southampton, Hampton Bays, I guess, and then the Southampton, Bridgehampton, and East Hampton are actually villages on the ocean front itself. If you do a Google map search, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just do a Google map search for Long Island, New York. And we're about halfway out on the south shore of Long Island. Again, as I've mentioned, a little over 60 miles or 100 kilometers east of Midtown Manhattan. And then there's another 55 miles or so to go to the end of Long Island, to Montauk Point. All right, I'm just going to pan around here. Thank you. Yes, that's true. I've lived here. We've lived here for past 40 years in this residence. We moved in here in 1979. Prior to that, we were up the street for quite a few years. I've been part of the Santa Moriches community most of my life, adult life. Both my wife and I went to high school here in Santa Moriches high schools. Although I did not go to elementary school here in this area. My parents came out here in the 1950s, early 1950s from Nassau County. Moved out this part of Long Island. But it's a beautiful spot. We certainly enjoy it here. As you can see, it's quiet now, and summertime, obviously, we'll see a lot more boating activity, things of that nature. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, folks, this morning. I appreciate your comments. I guess the next thing I'll practice on and see if I can increase the font size of the comments on the screen so they're a little easier to read. And we'll keep trying to use the YouTube Live broadcasts. Now, I guess when I end this live broadcast, it will upload to my YouTube channel. So we can always see a replay of this. And I will go in and check the video quality and the audio quality to see, make some notes to myself how I can improve things on YouTube Live. We'll try to keep getting better and better at it. I would prefer to use YouTube now rather than jumping back to Periscope, but we'll see. All right, until we are on the air the next time, then thank you again for being with me this morning. And have a great day, folks, wherever you are. All right, take care now.